Yo, what is up everybody? I'm Bobby from Little Legends, and today we're going to go over some non-producing related things, talking about how you can make your release successful, going up to the stages before you release the song, up until you release the song, and then after you release the song. So I'm going to dive right in and switch over to my computer and you can see what I'm talking about. So the first thing that you need to do before your release date is make sure that it's at least 4 weeks out from your release. You have it uploaded onto Spotify, Apple Music, all of that nonsense. The most important one being here is Spotify, which if you don't upload early enough can hinder your chance of making an editorial playlist. But first, after you do that, you need to learn how to submit to an editorial. So if you don't know how to do that, basically you're going to pull up your Spotify for Artists page once you have one of those set up. And you're going to go over to this music tab right here, and then you're going to hit your upcoming, because these are all your releases already. And upcoming is going to be a song that hasn't been released yet. So as you can see, this song was pitched right here. So basically you will come on here and you'll basically pitch it to your editors, to the people at Spotify, whoever is dealing with your genre of music. So we're dance music. You can see we've already pitched ours to Editorials, but you can kind of see what that looks like. Not really sure about these ones. I believe our label did this one for us, or updated this one afterwards, so we have a little bit different information. I'm not from Hamburg. I'm from Philly. But this is just kind of the information that you're going to be filling out when you're doing it. If you have a label, they might be doing it for you. But if you're doing it independently, make sure you come out and do this. And if you are working with a label, make sure to ask if they're going to be submitting it for you, or if that's something that you need to do on your own. You basically will go through, you'll hit the genre, you'll type in the music cultures, the mood, song style, instruments that are used, whether it's a cover or a remix, and then you'll put basically a description of your song. This is kind of cool. And then obviously you'll have this submitted, and you will not really be notified if you do make an editorial, but during release day or potentially after release day, you will definitely find out through email. I know for our 2 releases ago, we made, I think, 3 or 4 editorials, and we were not added the day of the release, but we were added days after the release, and then even some following after the weeks. The way that these editorials work is usually, if you haven't made editorials before, they'll test you out in some smaller playlists. If Spotify likes what you've done there and how your song's performed, then they'll move you on to bigger editorial playlists. So that's really cool, and definitely the number one tip we got for you for a successful release. Number 2, this one is massively important, and it's going to be a pre-save link, which if you are signed to a label, they should be providing you a pre-save link. But if you're releasing independently, then it's important that you get your own pre-save link. There's a few ways to do this. My favorite is through HypeEdit.com. You basically will go through HypeEdit, you'll create an account, and you'll come over here and you'll hit the Share Music tab. Now the Share Music tab is going to give you all these options, and there's a lot of cool things that you can do with this. Like you can enable downloads for the download gate, and you can collect emails for an email list. This website's really cool and really good for creating email lists, generating new fans, giving people download links if you wanted to collect any kind of data basically that you can use in the future to kind of market to them. These are a few cool options that you have. The one I'm going to pick is the pre-release smart link.
Right.
And so what you're going to do is basically fill in all this information. You're going to enter in the URL for your track, the release date, genre, blah, 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 blah. And then you're going to, you even have the option, which I've never done this before, is to do the Facebook Pixel and Google Ad, which is cool too, because that can help push out your music if you're looking to run Facebook or Instagram ads, or even Google AdSense as well. So
that's pretty cool.
And then just confirm everything. So this is really important because, one, it lets Spotify know, and even Apple Music know, that, hey, people are excited for our release. They're going to listen to it because they've already pre-saved the track. They're excited for when it comes out. That shows Spotify and Apple Music, hey, yes, these people want to listen to your track. They've got like good listeners. And then it'll push out your song into a lot of different like curated playlists or most likely it'll be the algorithmic playlist, and the algorithmic playlist will pick up once your release starts and pushing out into people's feeds, like their daily, their weeklies, all kinds of stuff like that. So that's really cool as well. And this is going to help not even propulse you like the day of, but when your song has hit its kind of peak, this will help you maintain a drive of streams as opposed to it just peaking and then dropping. So the pre-save is really going to be important, and I highly recommend you get everyone to pre-save your song and notify how important it is. A few cool ways that you could do this is you could run different things where you give out merch, right? You could give out like stickers, something little. You could give out, t-shirts, or you can do random drawings for like different gear and say, hey, if you guys pre-save this track, you have a chance to win this, or whatever it is. Any kind of incentive to get people to pre-save the track, and then make sure all your family and friends do it as well. My final tip that I have for you all, tip number 3, is pitching to independent playlists. This is going to be outside of Spotify's range of their official playlist, the curated playlist, all that. This is going to be something completely different, and people are running their own playlists. And there's tons of websites where you can do this for absolutely free, and I'm going to show you a few right now. So the first one, which you probably have heard of already, is called Submit Hub. And this one's great because it kind of gives you the option to buy credits if you want to, but you don't have to if you don't want. So basically on Submit Hub, what you will do is you'll type in your song here, or you'll upload an MP3, use a link, and you'll fill out all the information. Then you'll have credits, standard credits and premium credits, and these will allow you to do different things on the sites, like submit to playlist, or submit to TikTok people or influencers, or submit to Instagram influencers, and you can kind of pick the range that you want to do and feel what's best for your release and what's going to work the most. I'll give you an example. So here's one that we did where we did the cover of Closing Time, and we were accepted through a Spotify playlist. And if you go here and check on the Spotify playlist, you'll see that this has 11,513 likes, which is definitely good for just an independent playlist, because this isn't even countering in any of your algorithmic plays if you make an editorial, and these can really, really add up. And if you don't make an editorial, these ones can save you and definitely cause your streams to go pretty crazy as long as you do the right kind of work. So I definitely recommend checking out Submit Hub and checking out all the different things that it has to offer. Don't feel pressured to buy credits if you don't want to, but remember, you do have a limit on how many you can use a day. So if you're smart and you plan out your release 4 weeks earlier, you'll get credits each day. Log on every day and use those credits. The next website I got for you is Indie Mono, and this is the same type of deal. Everything's free as far as I know, and you could basically go down here and pick what kind of music you make. Obviously, once you start getting into certain genres, they aren't going to have too much for you, but for a lot of genres, they really do, so this can definitely be helpful. How they work is basically they call it a box, and they release to a bunch of different playlists within that box. So this is the pop and EDM playlists, so I would basically fill out all my information, hit the Spotify URL of the track, and then agree, and then submit it. And I believe this has a limit as well. This is going to be a post-release type of deal in Indie Mono, because they want the actual URL of the track, so this is going to be something you do after you actually release the song. The next one I got for you is soundplate.com. So this one's cool, very, very similar concept. You basically get here, you can go over here and submit your music for free from the website. You will basically choose what kind of music you make. So let's see, if I go in here, I'll type in EDM. And now you'll see all these different playlists pop up that you can submit to. So let's try this one right here. So we've got EDM Hits 2021. Now what's cool is you don't have to necessarily submit to everyone if you don't think it's going to be worth it. But what you can do is you can click on the name, or you can hit submit music to this playlist, and then you can basically go over here to Spotify and look at the playlist to see how many likes it has. So this one has 200 likes, right? Nothing crazy. But if it adds up, and let's say you have 200 likes for each playlist, and each 200 likes results in, let's say, 10 streams a day. But if you have 10 different playlists, well, that's 100 streams a day, which can really add up. That's 700 streams a week extra just because of some free work. And it's really easy to do. It's not hard, and it takes about 3 seconds. But you can basically go through this website and go through songs that are in the playlist and see if your song is a good fit for that. And if it's not, you can scroll back here do the same thing. Again, this is going to have a limit as well, so I would definitely say start 4 weeks back, log in every day, submit to some playlists, and when it gives you your limit, make sure to check back in for the next time. So for 3 tips of a successful release, the first one is always submit to your editorial playlist on Spotify. That is number 1. Always give your release at least 4 weeks out from when it's uploaded, and then go on immediately and sign up for the editorial thing that I showed you in the first step. Number 2 is going to be pre-saving your track. Make sure everyone you know is pre-saving your track. Whatever you have to do to get that going is going to push you along a lot further once your release hits. And then 3 is going to be all the independent playlists that we've got. We've got Submit Hub, we've got Indie Mono, and we've got Soundplate. And those are only 3 that I mentioned in this video. There's tons more available, but those are the 3 that I wanted to give you guys to start with. So I hope this video really helped put things in perspective of how much goes into an actual release and how much, if you do a little work, it can go a long way. So make sure you guys are checking out all 3 of these tips, and I'll see you guys next week in the next video.